And we begin with yet another earthquake hitting the Turkey-Syria border region, coming just 2 weeks after those massive earthquakes that killed tens of thousands of people in the same area. While the epicenter, we understand, was in southern Turkey near the town of Defne, smaller aftershocks were reported as far away as Lebanon and Egypt. In the city of Antakya, close to the epicenter, eyewitnesses reported people fainting in the streets, and they reported structural damage to buildings. Rescue workers checked on residents who were living in tents, some of the millions of people who have been left homeless from those earlier earthquakes. Other cities in Turkey and Syria have also reported injuries and collapsed buildings. All right, for the latest now, we want to go to our correspondent, Dorian Jones. He's in Istanbul. Dorian, what more do we know about this new earthquake?
Well, like you said, this is a very powerful earthquake, around 6.3. It struck around 8 in the evening local time near the main city of Antakya in Hatay, one of the areas that's been most devastated by those two powerful earthquakes just a couple of weeks ago. It caused absolute fear and pandemonium across the earthquake-struck region. Many people in tent cities ran onto the streets, people in buildings also tried to escape these powerful aftershocks. You have to understand a population of around 13 million already deeply traumatized from the terrible events of the last 2 weeks, and now this latest powerful earthquake, which, like you said, was felt as far as Egypt and Lebanon, and also across much of Turkey as well. And this does serve as a warning to the whole of the region that they are still not escaped this danger of these powerful quakes. In fact, the airport in Antakya was filled with rescue workers who were returning, and the airport was very badly shaken, and those people have abandoned their returning home and now are heading back to the earthquake region to see if they can help again.
And Dorian, this new earthquake presents a new danger for the people who actually were able to survive the earthquakes from 2 weeks ago, right? I mean, we had people who were going back into buildings that were still standing, and now those buildings, we understand many of them have collapsed. What do we know about casualties?
Yeah, it's too early to say about any reports on injuries or casualties as of yet, but you're right. What happened was that many people who haven't been housed by tents have returned in many cases to buildings which are quite damaged, and we are now getting reports from the local mayor in Antakya saying that there have been collapsed buildings. That's also been reported by a group operating the region, and reports of people trapped in the rubble. So there are now emergency efforts going on. We understand as far as Syria and Aleppo, there have been reports of dozens injured, but still the full extent of the injuries and death toll is still unfolding.
And Dorian, we want to really emphasize that we're talking about a region that was just destroyed, devastated just 2 weeks ago. And this is a region where people are still waiting to get basic necessities, right?
Yeah, that's right. This just adds to the massive monumental humanitarian crisis facing this region. 10 major cities in Turkey have been affected by these two devastating quakes 2 weeks ago, and now this latest earthquake is just adding to the problems. They're already struggling to house the millions of people that are homeless, providing sanitation and support. Now, this latest earthquake that has struck will add to this growing problem, given the fact that the situation is still getting worse rather than better.
Dorian Jones with the latest tonight from Istanbul on this latest quake in southern Turkey. Dorian, thank you.